Free zones are often seen as the easiest entry point in the UAE's business ecosystem. Quick setup, full ownership, and flexible options. But what many entrepreneurs realize later is that choosing a free zone isn't just an administrative decision. It's a strategic one. When chosen without clarity, it can quietly limit growth. Welcome to Incorporate with Confidence, powered by Commitbiz, the podcast where we simplify business incorporation and related services in the UAE, sharing insider insights from over a decade of experience. Joining me today is Preethi, who works at the intersection of free zone strategy, compliance, and growth, helping founders make the right choice from the day one. Preethi, before we get into the details, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. From your experience, what role do you think free zones play today in the UAE's business ecosystem?
Hi, Abdul. So free zone play a very specific role. They are enablers. They were designed to lower entry barriers for global entrepreneurs by offering them speed, ownership clarity, and international positioning. The free zones now, it's not just about starting fast. It's about how you plan your business, whether it's global, regional, digital, or asset holding. See, the challenge is founders still choose free zone as a shortcut rather than a strategic base.
That's interesting because if free zones are enablers, they aren't all meant to enable the same kind of business. So Preethi, how do free zones actually differ in practice?
See, Abdul, the difference lies in purpose, not branding. See, there are certain free zones built for active operations like service industry, trading, client relations. There are also free zones more structural, ideal for holding companies, IP ownership, and also international operations. There are also industry-focused zones, which works best when the business fits that ecosystem. See, when the founder chooses a free zone without aligning it to how his business actually functions, then the limitations show up later in terms of banking, compliance, or expansion.
Alright, so it's less about which free zone is popular and more about what kind of business you're building.
Exactly. The free zone you choose quietly defines how flexible your business can be in future.
Another area that often gets overlooked is a licensed activity. Why does this matter so much in a free zone setup?
See, the activity isn't just a label. It controls your entire ecosystem. So it affects what you invoice for, how banks assess you, what compliance that applies, or even your visa eligibility. So you often see a lot of businesses that is operating slightly outside their license activity without realizing the long-term impact, and that's where the problem begins.
Now, with corporate tax now being part of the landscape, whereas VAT was already there, we hear terms like qualified free zone and qualified activities. What do these actually mean?
See, UAE free zones have VAT benefits for certain activities, mainly for import and export activities. Now, if you're operating with the mainland clients, then the normal VAT rules will be applicable to you. Now, what is a qualifying free zone? Qualifying free zone isn't just about the location. It's about how you operate the business. So businesses must meet certain conditions.
Right.
The approved activities, substance requirement, and also the separation of mainland and free zone income. So registering in a free zone doesn't automatically qualifies you for a tax efficiency. The structure and compliance determine that.
Right. All right, Preethi, let's make this interesting. I've put together a quick truth and false round for us. I'll say out a statement and you have to tell me whether it's true or false and why.
Yeah, let's do it.
Right, so the first one. Being in a free zone automatically means zero corporate tax.
False. Tax benefits depends on the qualifying activity, substance, and compliance, and not the location.
Free zones were originally designed to attract international business into the UAE.
Yeah, true. That was the core objective, to lower entry barriers and position UAE as a global business hub.
All free zones allow businesses to serve mainland clients freely.
False. Many free zones do have restrictions, and you'll have to take additional permits, restructure it in order to cater the mainland clients.
Choosing the right activity in the right free zone can make banking approvals smoother.
True. Banks look into the jurisdiction, activity, and compliance, and the right free zone reduces the risk flags.
The cheapest free zone is usually the best option for the startups.
False. Cost matters, but the wrong choice of free zone can cost you much higher in future through restructuring and limitations.
A business can operate outside its licensed activity as long as it's temporary.
False. The temporary mismatch can also affect the banking, compliance, and also the renewals.
Free zones are only suitable for small and early stage businesses.
A big false. So, free zones work very well with large businesses too, if the structure matches the business model.
What stands out in all these statements is that how convincing they sound at first. And that's why the real learning happens only after a business has spent some time inside a free zone. So, as per your experience, what's one realization most of the entrepreneurs have after spending 1 year inside a free zone?
See, Abdul, the speed shouldn't come at the cost of flexibility, right? A lot of businesses reassess in the year 2. They even open new entities, take additional mainland permits, and also restructure their businesses in order to correct their early decisions.
So, for someone listening right now and considering a free zone, how should they approach the decision?
Very simple. Start with clarity and not cost, right? It's very, very important. See, ask yourself who you'll sell it to and how you're planning to grow, how prepared you are for the structure of the company. And when these answers are clear, it's very easy. The choice of free zone becomes a strategic advantage and not a limitation. See, Abdul, from my experience, I've met a lot of founders who have scaled up in their business rapidly because they had a great vision. They had a great business plan as well. And also, definitely with our advice, they have set up in the right free zone.
So, the takeaway is simple. Free zones aren't shortcuts, they are strategic tools. When chosen thoughtfully, they can provide speed and flexibility. And when chosen blindly, they can create friction.
Exactly. The right free zone should support your business journey and not restrict it.
Thank you, Preethi, for sharing such practical insights. And to our listeners, remember, the right structure today defines your freedom tomorrow.